Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee. We're looking forward to this beautiful weather that we're having. It's unbelievable, considering that we're looking a little bit of snow, possibly. They forecast snow here, and we never get snow. So we're just going to be doing a little bit of outside work today. I want to move my beds. I've got some gardening beds that I'm working on, and I've moved a couple of them here behind me. I haven't moved the dirt yet, so we're going to work on that. And I've got a couple of strawberry transplants I want to fix before spring. And it's a good day for that. Nothing's frozen. Everything is really nice and ready to go. All I got to do is shovel it and put it into my beds. So let's get started on this. This is our strawberry plants. It's not even February yet, and they've already kind of started turning green, so I wanted to get them transplanted before it's time, so they would make it into spring. So that's what I'm doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Some really good healthy strawberry plants. I think once transplanting them, I can do some pine straw on them. They like acid. And the pine straw breaks down and causes a little more pH level in them. So hopefully they'll make it this year. They've not been doing so well, so maybe transplanting them this year will help. Look what I found. Want it? What are you after? Huh? What do you see? Huh? Are you helping? Okay, I also have a couple of bulbs I'm going to transplant as well. Well, we've decided that we're going to cook a little bit of deer tenderloin tonight. We've got to start using up our deer. My grandson's already killed 3, and we've got lots and lots of deer, and I love it. So we're going to start that process tonight, and I'm going to take you along and show you all about deer. Love it. Tonight we're going to cook a little bit. I'm planning on having some baked potatoes with it. I'm excited about this deer meat because my grandson killed it, and it is so good to have fresh meat and know where you get it from. That's the exciting part. I'm going to show you a little bit what I'm going to do to it. I'm going to pre-soak it in order to be able to get some of the game taste out of it. And I'm going to be using salt. You can do other things. I have used buttermilk, and that works as well. It helps take the gamey taste out of it, which I don't mind the gamey taste in it. I've eaten deer and venison most of my life, but some people don't like it. So we're going to try our best to soak it a little while, and then while that's soaking, I'm going to be prepping the baked potatoes and getting ready to fry up the deer tenderloins. I'm going to tenderize them, and then we're going to flour and bread them and coat them and be frying them in some good hot oil. So we've got our deer ready. It's in a bowl. It has salt in it. We got some nice big thick chunks. I'm probably going to cut that in half because that's a little large. But and then we're going to be tenderizing it as soon as it is nice and soaked up. I wanted to go over this meat tenderizer that I purchased. I actually got this for my husband just this week for Christmas. He got a little early because he needed it. But it's the, I'm not exactly sure how you say it, but it is the CC Food. Anyway, food, I don't know. Anyway, it is a really sharp needles that comes out. They're almost like little knives. You can see those little knives. And then when you press down, it chops into the meat and causes it to be tenderized. Tenderizing the meat tends to help cooking in a shorter time. It also helps to get marinades, or your salt, pepper, whatever you're putting on it to fry or what bake, broil, whatever your choice is. It helps that to be able to cook faster and better and to hold the juices and the marinades. So and it also helps toughness of like venison, because sometimes venison can be just a little bit tough if you're not careful, especially a buck. A doe, not so much, but the buck, it tends to be a little harder in consistency, and it's harder to eat and chew. So I always recommend a meat tenderizer, a really good meat tenderizer, to really get down into that meat and to break it down and to help you be able to chew it better. When you get to our age, it matters. Okay, so we're ready to start. We're going to thin these just a little bit because they're really thick. I mean, you can see how thick they are. I want them to be able to fry a little better than that. And that's pretty thick, so I'm going to half that. I'm just going to slice it in half and give a little bit more thin to it. So here goes. Perfect. You can see the pretty little slices, how thinly, not thin, but they're thinner than they were. I've actually got a couple of them in here that's like that. So what you're doing is I'm just taking the knife and sliding right down the center. No biggie, pretty simple. It's you just take your knife and you just slice right through the middle, just like that. Okay, I think those are okay. It's a nice little piece. Got some small pieces here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to tenderize. turn it over in just a minute. All I'm doing is pressing down, and then the little needles or the little knives come out and pierce the skin and pierce the meat. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip. It's very safe. The tool is extremely safe. Your fingers, as long as they're out of the way. Okay, those two pieces are ready. Okay, and after this, what we're going to do is we're going to use some Dale's seasoning sauce to marinate them in, and then I'm going to roll them in flour. You can see I've got my flour ready. I've got salt and pepper in this, so we can roll it in it after we have taken the Dale's seasoning, and we're going to roll them around in that, kind of marinate them into the sauce, and then we're going to fry them in a hot pan of grease, and then we're going to serve them nice and warm with a The dill seasoning is already pretty salty, so I didn't put a ton of salt in my flour. I didn't want to overpower it with salt. I've got high blood pressure, and my husband does too, so we can't have a lot of salt. But the dill seasoning is low sodium, and it has enough salt that you probably don't need to add more salt. It's a preference. You can do whatever you want. The seasoning is different. It can change. You can do whatever you want. Nobody says you have to do it my way. It's a really good recipe. It has a good flavor to it. More than welcome to use it if you choose. enough. How about that? Okay. Yeah, we'll brown it on both sides and flip it, and it'll be done within just minutes. The tenderizing also helps it cook faster, so shouldn't take long.